Slapstick is a staple of comedy with the right extent of violence and timing that's transitioned from generation to generation. It may be called juvenile, but depending on how it's written and portrayed, it can be very effective and have you laughing your gut out. What other franchise has been more popular for its slapstick than the Three Stooges? I am a huge Three Stooges fan, and I know for a fact that I'm not alone on this. It's arguably the best comedic series of films in the mid-20th century. While a lot of people say the humor is cheap and childish as the characters just slap each other constantly, I say that's not the case. The humor of the franchise is better written than most people remember. Keep in mind, this is not a long retrospective of the Three Stooges in its entirety. It's a quick analysis on how the series functions, what makes the humor work, and how it's done. Usually, right from the beginning of an episode, there's a calm opening, establishing the setting and starting the plot. A couple minutes in, the Stooges will make their loud appearance.
And forever devote your lives to the glorious cause of duty and humanity. We will!
Before we progress any further, let's get to know the Stooges themselves. Moe, the leader, is widely known as the most violent and irritated Stooge. He's likely the first to hit his friends, but beneath that surly demeanor, he has a soft spot and a few tender moments here and there.
Oh, happy birthday!
Curly is the most childish of the Stooges. He's jumpy and the quickest to vex someone. This guy wants to be everybody's buddy and he thinks everyone knows what he's thinking. He's also the most clueless of the trio, taking things too literally, and with that, we get scenes like this.
Take off your hat. Now raise your right hand. Now place your left hand here. Take off your hat. Raise your right hand. Now put your left hand here. Please take off your hat. Raise your right hand. Now put your left hand here. Will you please take off your hat? Raise your right hand. Now put your left hand here. Take off your hat. Raise your right hand. Will you get rid of that hat? Raise your right hand. Raise your right hand.
Larry is in the middle with his balanced attitude, not too angry like Moe and not too jolly like Curly.
See this way.
He's the most realistic of the Stooges and fills the void that makes the trio complete. Succeeding the original trio in film, other actors stepped in as the third Stooge. Shemp is pretty much a combination of Larry and Curly, more like an easygoing everyman and a little less skittish.
Boy, if I hadn't ducked, we'd have collided sure. What a narrow escape.
Joe and Curly Joe were kind of like Curly, but jumpier and a lot less memorable. The trio as a whole is a band of well-meaning average Joes who don't get the right ideas or cooperative skills, but have more than enough energy and passion to see things to the end, even if it doesn't turn out successfully. They start constructing a house, running a restaurant, and so on, until their frequent bumbling and mishaps cause shenanigans and have them moving on to a new occupation or scenario. Rinse and repeat. Outside of working odd jobs or serving the public, there are episodes with the Stooges in other eras and countries like in the 17th century, the Old West, or in the fictional land of Moronica, spoofing Nazi Germany, where the government plans to use the Stooges to start a massive war. But because of their mishaps, the war was averted, saving millions of lives. That's not to say nothing works out for them. There are episodes where things work out for them, such as stopping mobsters, solving a murder, and helping a handicapped kid. So the ending of each episode is unpredictable. Maybe they'll be eaten by lions, or maybe they won't. These characters can die at the end of one episode and just pop back in another one like it's Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Continuity isn't much of an issue here, as death just happens in the context of those shows from time to time. Now that we got a sense of how the plot works, what about the strongest support beam of the franchise, the comedy? As I said before, slapstick is a traditional factor, but how it's used matters the most. Moe needs a reason to slap the Stooges, whether it's when they make themselves look unprofessional, when they accidentally hit him, or if it's used as the punchline.
Oh, you almost killed us. That's what happened.
Oh, you hit Santa Claus. Just for that, no toys. Oh!
If he slapped them just because he felt like it, it wouldn't be as funny and Moe would look like an asshole. Don't forget that these guys are human and relatable. We get angry, we want to retaliate, so we identify with them. The slapstick itself looks painful, but the audience isn't a bunch of mindless idiots who believe the pain is real. we know the actors aren't really hurting each other. Take this bit for example.
This is where we keep our mix station.
Now this cat suffers from operatic tendencies, like to sing opera on the back fences.
Bo sticks his fingers close to Curly's eyes, but there's no physical contact. How Curly's actor reacts to the supposed hit makes it convincing that the violence is real. The sound effects also help greatly.
The reason we got a present for you. You have? Right where?
Without those boops and bumps, it would sound a little too real and wouldn't have that playful charm the franchise is known for. The violence is executed at the right extent without ever crossing the line. The Stooges keep that everyman look and stay likable. The humor isn't just slapstick. The dialogue will also get a good laugh out of you. The Stooges don't shy away from making a small crack and few puns, usually following the line by someone else.
I'll bet on the little guy. How much? 3,000 guineas, 2 geese, and a duck. That's a foul bet.
The lively interaction with each other complements the slapstick and vice versa. There's a natural flow with the slapstick and the dialogue. This is how the Three Stooges works. When you hear people say it's nothing but immature lunatics just beating each other, tell them it's actually comedic professionals telling a short story that tickles your funny bone and brings out your inner juvenile self. I laughed hard as a young boy, and I still laugh hard as a grown man.
Where can it be?
Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard.
There it is.
Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard. Oh, they got me.
For duty and humanity.
Thanks for watching, and feel free to comment what you think about the Three Stooges. See you next time.